Welcome to our channel. Today, we're back with a brand new topic just for you. Before we start the podcast, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping straight into the world of R. It's a really key language and environment if you're dealing with data analysis.
Absolutely. We're using the world of R statistics and data analysis as our guide here.
Right, and our mission is pretty straightforward. Get you, the listener, quickly up to speed on what R is, what makes it tick, its strengths, and why so many people rely on it for data insights.
Exactly. Forget trying to wrestle complex stats out of, say, standard spreadsheets. R is purpose-built for this stuff, the analysis, the visualization.
Okay, so it's specialized. Where did R actually come from? What's the origin story?
Well, it's interesting. It actually started back in the early 90s, down in New Zealand, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, two academics, Rossi Haka and Robert Gentleman. They were at the University of Auckland. And they based it on an earlier statistical language, something called S.
S, okay.
Yeah. And from those beginnings, it's just grown into this massive global ecosystem, really the standard for countless statisticians and data scientists today.
So it definitely has deep statistical roots. If you had to boil it down, what are the core things someone needs to grasp about R?
Okay, well, fundamentally, you should think of R as being two things at once. It's a programming language, but it's also an environment, a workspace, if you like.
An environment.
Yeah, designed specifically for doing statistics and creating graphics. It's an interpreted language, dynamically typed, which generally makes handling data, manipulating it pretty flexible. But I'd say its real power, its secret sauce, maybe lies in the packages.
Packages, like add-ons.
Exactly. Think of them as free extensions you can easily install.
Right.
There are thousands of them hosted on networks like CRAN, that's the Comprehensive R Archive Network.
Right.
And these packages cover just about everything. Specific statistical tests, cutting-edge machine learning algorithms, amazing data visualization tools, you name it. Plus, the community behind it all is huge and very active. Lots of support out there.
Okay, so let's connect this back to you, the listener, wanting to, get smart fast on this. What are the biggest advantages? Why invest time learning R?
Well, first off, the sheer depth of statistical tools is incredible. If you need to run sophisticated analyses, maybe complex regressions, hypothesis tests, time series analysis, whatever R likely has the most up-to-date methods ready to go.
So real statistical firepower.
Definitely. And then there's the visualization aspect. Packages like ggplot2 are just fantastic. They let you create really beautiful, informative, and highly customizable charts.
The kind that give you that aha moment with the data.
Precisely. Turning complex numbers into a clear visual story, that's a huge win.
I can see that. What about making it approachable? You mentioned programming. Does that mean it's tough for non-coders?
That's a fair question. R itself, the core language, can have a bit of a learning curve, especially if programming concepts are totally new.
Right.
But there are these amazing libraries like dplyr and tidyr, which are part of what's called the tidyverse.
Yeah.
These make data manipulation, cleaning, reshaping, summarizing data, which is often the hardest part, much, much more intuitive. They use a very logical grammar.
So it simplifies the messy prep work.
Hugely. And don't forget, it's open source and completely free. That lowers the barrier to entry significantly.
Right. Accessibility is key.
Yeah. And there's one more thing. Reproducible research. Tools like R Markdown let you weave your code, the results it produces, and your written explanations all into one dynamic document.
Oh, interesting. So you can easily share how you got your results.
Exactly. It makes your analysis transparent and easily shareable, which is crucial in science and, frankly, in business, too.
That sounds really powerful for collaboration and trust. Okay, so where is all this being put into practice? What are the common application areas?
Oh, it's really broad. Academia is a huge one, across social sciences, biology, statistics itself, obviously. Then you've got data science, and machine learning R is great for prototyping models, exploring data, and, again, visualization. Finance and economics rely on it heavily for risk analysis, modeling, forecasting.
Okay.
Healthcare and bioinformatics use it for analyzing clinical trial data, genomics research, and even governments use R for policy analysis, using data to inform decisions. It's pretty widespread.
Wow. Okay. It clearly has a massive footprint. But are there, any downsides, things to be aware of?
Yeah, it's good to have a balanced view. One potential issue is performance. With extremely large data sets, like terabytes of data that don't fit into memory, R can sometimes be slower than other tools unless you use specific packages or strategies designed for that.
Okay, so scaling limitations potentially.
Potentially, yeah. Also, as we touched on, the initial learning curve can be steeper than, say, learning a graphical interface tool, especially if you're coming from a non-statistical, non-programming background.
Right.
And finally, while it's amazing for data, it's not really designed as a general-purpose programming language for building like web applications or operating systems. Its focus is very much on data analysis and stats.
Got it. Good to know the trade-offs. So, looking ahead, what's the future look like for R?
It looks pretty bright, actually. R is constantly evolving. There's a lot of work integrating it better with big data technologies, cloud computing platforms.
It's adapting.
Absolutely. It remains a cornerstone in the data science world. It often works alongside other languages like Python, each playing to its strengths. It's definitely not going away anytime soon.
Okay, so wrapping up then, R is fundamentally a really robust, versatile, and constantly evolving tool for anyone who's serious about turning raw data into actual insights.
That sums it up perfectly.
Yeah.
It empowers you to ask complex questions of your data and get meaningful answers across just about any field you can imagine.
And for you, the listener, maybe think about which of those areas we mentioned, research, finance, data science, policy, resonates most with your interests. Or perhaps just consider this. How could looking at data you encounter every day through the powerful visualization lens of R give you a completely new perspective? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.